Guys, this is a midsummer check on the garden. I've had a few questions about the raised beds, so I'm going to cover some things that I like and some things that I don't like. This was the first okra that I planted this year, and I had an ant infestation and tried to get that under control. In the process, I killed a few of them, so I replanted a few of them. So they're kind of scrawny compared to the other okra plants that are in the other raised beds. Now the wood versus the metal raised beds, I like the metal better, and I think it's because I didn't prepare the wood raised bed like I should have. I don't have any landscaping material underneath it. I didn't spray for ants first. I didn't do any of that stuff. So I think that's why I had the ant infestation. But I prefer the metal raised beds. One thing I will tell you is this raised bed, we did a 4x8 so that you can reach the middle from both sides. This other raised bed that we bought, I looked at the specs and I said I want the most growing area that I can get, so we did the 5x5. The problem being, it's very hard for me to get inside in the middle because I'm short. So when I do this next year, we're getting a few more raised beds, and I'm going to go 4x6s with all of it so that I can get to the middle from both sides. My okra is producing, but it's sporadic. It's a pod or two a day. I haven't really gotten to where any of them have started really flourishing. And I did read up, watched a video on whooping your okra. And what whooping your okra means is that you come in here and you start from the bottom and you just pull all of the leaves that are not, and you may, like I just did, rip that a little bit, it'll heal. You pull all of the leaves off so that nutrients are only having to focus on the fruit instead of the greenery. As you can see, I've done some of it. I haven't done all of it yet, so I'm still working on that. So right now the okra, I'm getting 1 or 2 pods a day. My peppers, the bell peppers, have not done very well at all this year. I've already lost a couple of plants. One thing I have noticed on the okra bushes is I have these long, skinny, flying bugs. Does not matter what I use. I have used neem oil. I have used pesticides, and nothing seems to curtail them. They just keep coming back. I could spray them with water and they'll go away for a little bit, but then they come back right back. From what I've read, it's a thripe. And I don't really know at this point if it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's not really eating my okra from what I can see. So I think it may be a beneficial insect that's eating the non-beneficial insects. I have noticed that I have had some aphids on the okra. So if any of you have any suggestions on that, I'd appreciate it. Some of the okra is looking droopy. And I think it's just because it's so flippin' hot right now in Louisiana. I just noticed a couple that look kind of sickly. I'm going to pull the leaves off. And I kind of do this every day when I come out to check the garden. My bell peppers have not done well at all this year. I've gotten a few off that are probably softball size, a little bigger. Here's one right here that's growing good. It's just started, little baby. But I've lost, I had 5 bell pepper plants. I've lost 2. Or sorry, I had 6. I've lost 2. To the heat, it's just so flipping hot right now in Louisiana. The good thing about these raised beds that we got, I have to look at the the name of them. I think they were Virgo raised beds. Virgo raised beds. Is that you can configure them in any shape that you want. There's like 10 different ways that I can configure this one bed. Like I said, I went with the 5x5 thinking I'd have more room, but it gets difficult to get into the middle of the bed. So next year we're going 4x6. Next year I'm also wiping all this out and we're going to start anew, and we're going to do a drip system to try to keep the water more regulated. My jalapeno peppers have done great. I probably have some in the next couple of days that I need to get out here and harvest. But they're just loaded with peppers. And I get probably a bowl every other day, a big mixing bowl. These are smaller bell peppers, so they don't get as big. Actually, that one needs to be, we'll let that go a couple more days. But these are my first 2 bell pepper plants that I got. I did not top off. These plants I topped off at the beginning, and they have gotten so much bigger. My tomato plants are gone, just about. They've about had it. I did a couple of clippings and started anew. This one looks like it might be coming back and rallying, but we'll see how that goes. I try to keep all of the bad leaves off of it and see if that will help. But like I said, the heat is killing us in Louisiana right now. I lost all of my squash plants but one, and my zucchini plant to the squash vine borer. And I believe that this one, I don't know that it's going to produce anything, but I'm trying to leave it alone and see what happens with the squash, because that's my favorite. Cucumbers, they're doing good. Some of the leaves are starting to look a little yellow, but like I said, it's really, really hot. And I do end up getting anywhere from 3 to 6 cucumbers a day. Like I have one here. It's got another day on it, probably. One right here that's got another day on it. One right here that I'll let have another day. So tomorrow, when I come out, I'm probably going to have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tomorrow I'll probably have 5 that are ready to pick when I come out. So it's done really well. Right now my cucumbers and my jalapenos are doing the best. I really wish my okra would start producing more than 1 or 2 pods a day, because I really like okra. And I'm trying to look and see. These things sneak up on you too. You have to really be careful, because I'll come out here one day and I'll see nothing. I'll come out here the next day and I got a pod that long. So, look, make sure we don't have anything that needs to be picked today. And it doesn't look like it. But what I will suggest is that if you're doing the raised bed, to make sure that you put down the landscaping material and then plenty of mulch. As you can see, I did not put enough mulch down this year, so I've got spots where I stepped in it and got in the mud, so it's kind of making it a mess. So I will definitely make sure that I put more mulch next year. And a drip system. So that's about it for today. I just wanted to give you guys an update. A lot of people have been asking about the garden, how it's doing. And honestly, I would be really impressed with this okra if it would start producing pods, because you can see how tall this thing is. I'm 5'4". It's probably about, what, 6 foot, babe? So it's taller than all get out. It just hasn't started producing anything yet. And I did have to stake it up because of the last windstorm that we had. And rainstorm, it had them all drooping this way. So we got those staked up over the week. But that's about it. I'll come back in a couple of months and see what we got, or if the okra starts doing well, I'll come back and do another one on that. But that's all for today. I hope you guys have a great day, and as always, much love.